How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. This is it. Bitcoin is starting to move up, actually. And this is going to give you some optionality to what you're going to do moving forward. You actually have some breathing room right now because Bitcoin's gone up about 15% from its low just 2 days ago. I want to explain what you need to know right now, why I actually think Bitcoin is less risky than it's ever been fundamentally. We'll go through that. I also want to talk to you about BMNR because it's getting to the point where it's starting to look interesting to me, but there's still a couple questions that I have. They're getting ready to do something big in the first quarter of next year, and to be clear, I don't have a position on it, but I think it could actually be a big winner depending on which way the market goes, obviously. It could also see a lot of pain, so I'll kind of give you my thought process on that. It is a big week, and we're actually moving up on Bitcoin a little bit right now, but there's something that you need to know with the liquidation map moving forward as well in case you are a trader. If you don't mind, hit subscribe so you can see future videos just like this one. Also, join me on Telegram underneath the video. Sometimes YouTubers get kicked off, especially if they're in crypto. I've gotten kicked off of YouTube in the last month. So if you want to join me over there, just in case I get kicked off again, you can, and I'll still make videos over there. If you want to trade crypto, there's a link underneath the video to BYDeFi. We still have a little bit of time left where you can sign up and get up to a $2,000 bonus on your deposit. And we're going to be running more of these trade bonuses in the future where you can trade and get to $10,000 worth of Bitcoin. Sometimes we do USDT, might do a different altcoin, who knows. But we're going to do more of these in the future. Last time we gave away $13,000. The time before that, I think it was $10,000. The time before that was $30,000. So check this out underneath the video. You can sign up, deposit, get used to the platform, and then get ready for the next time that we do this event because it's for everyone, not just new signups. Let's roll the disclaimer. Just a reminder, this is not financial advice. This is not legal advice. Do your own research. I'm never going to reach out to you either in the comment section or through any other means to try to get you to invest in something that I'm investing in or to send me crypto. Some links underneath the video are affiliate links. I may earn a commission, but this is at no extra cost to you. Of course, do your own due diligence. All right, Bitcoin is moving up a little bit today. Kind of nice to see. I think a lot of the bulls will say, oh yeah, see, we bottomed at $80,000. Now we're just riding it back up. For all the bears, they're going to say this is obviously, exit liquidity. This is just a pump to try to get the bulls back interested in the market again, and then they'll send us lower. So you can see let's look at the 1 hour here. We've had basically a straight line down recently. From 126, we went down just a few days later all the way to 101, pushed back up to 115, then back down, then back up to 116 again, and then it's just been straight down for the last 3-4 weeks. It's been straight down. I still think we need to go higher for anyone to look at this technically and say that this is bullish still, right? On the 1 hour, you can just see we're still just at a lower point. We're just setting lower highs. We really need a push above 89,000. We'd really, want a push above these prior highs around 93, 94,000. And then some people might turn a little bit more bullish, but I would also want to see a move above that 50-week moving average, which is right around $98,000. That will get some people a little bit more bullish. But we would have to do that fairly quickly. Otherwise, I think more people will be bearish if we close below the 50-week continuously, right? Which is at $98,000. Again, nice to see if you're someone that is bearish and maybe you're over levered, right? I'm not bearish long term, but I fully realize we could see more downwards pressure. And I say I'm not bearish long term, over the next 2-3 years. Short term, this next year, I'm not exactly sure. So I'm not going to tell you this is exactly what's going to happen because no one has a crystal ball. And at this point, we have set a lot of lower highs and Bitcoin looks fundamentally bullish, right? Everything happening, but yet technically bearish. It continues moving down. And this is typically where we top out. So if you are someone that wants to close some trades that maybe you're over levered and you can't sleep well at night, well, we just went up $6,000 on Bitcoin. Alts aren't really moving that much, but if you're over levered, you can always consider taking some profits off the table or, closing positions slowly or just, reducing the size to help yourself sleep better. Again, that's a quality of life thing at that point, right? If you can't sleep well, it's not worth, making a few extra $1,000 if you can't sleep for months or if you're super stressed. So keep that in mind. Now, liquidations. We have $127 million of shorts liquidated, $85 million of longs liquidated in the last 24 hours. So yes, there are some shorts getting liquidated, but really this move seems more like a spot-led rally, right? You don't get like a $6,000 move in, 2 days based on, an extra $40 million of longs, or of shorts getting liquidated. No, this is mostly spot buying here. People putting in bids. You can see over the next 30 days, right, on the 30-day Bitcoin exchange liquidation map, there are a lot more shorts that would get liquidated if we move up than longs that would get liquidated if we go down. But based on this most recent rally, you can see on the 1 day, we actually have the opposite. More longs would get liquidated if we went back down to like 83, 1.3 billion, versus if we went up to 90, we would see about 880 or $900 million. So it's, stacked up. So right now, if we took a quick wick down, a lot of longs would get in trouble. Now, what's happening right now? Who's buying? Well, we know Tom Lee continues to buy. Bitmine is still buying Ethereum. A new wallet linked to Bitmine just received 21,537 Ethereum, about $60 million from Falcon X 8 hours ago. And a lot of people are really bearish on Bitmine right now. The price action has been really tough. BMNR, bears keep on saying that Bitmine's going to get liquidated. A lot of this is just like engagement rage bait, I think, with BMNR and MicroStrategy. People always say like, just a reminder, if MicroStrategy has Bitcoin go down 10% more, they're going to get liquidated. Right? That's not the case, right? Like they have a very small amount of leverage. Bitmine doesn't have any leverage, no debt, right? They just continue to issue more shares, as I remember it, to buy more Bitcoin, right? Others say that it's going to go back below $4 since it was recently there, like when they announced that they're going to do that, the ETH treasury. This is a different company than what it was like before that, right? It was just a skeleton company before. Now, Bitmine, I don't hold a position in, but it's starting to seem more interesting to me. There doesn't seem to be a lot of websites, or even on their website, where you can see the MNAV. So I was running the MNAV, which is the value of the Ethereum, or the treasuries that they have, like everything together, versus the share price, right? So Ethereum, they have I think it's 3.6 million Ethereum at $2,700. Let's say, if I'm doing my math right, I think that's somewhere around $9 billion, maybe a little bit more than $9 billion of Ethereum, but the market cap is only like 7.5 billion. At least that's what's being reported as. So maybe there's some error with the reporting there, but it seems like there's a discount. I've seen other people say that's right around a 1 NAV or MNAV. So maybe, again, there aren't a lot of websites reporting it, so maybe there's some math that I'm doing wrong or something that I'm missing, or missing data or something. But it seems like it's a bit of a discount. Even if it's just selling for its actual value, they are looking at staking their ETH. So they're talking about using a small, they're testing staking capabilities on a small portion of their ETH. They want to roll this out in the first quarter of next year. So this could be interesting because with, let's say, $10 billion worth of Ethereum, they could be making $400 million of staking rewards. Now, I don't know if they'll stake everything, right? But yeah, I think this seems interesting. I could see BMNR getting below the value of Ethereum, even if it's not there quite yet now. I could see that happening because if people want to get out of their ETH positions, right? Let's say everyone wants to get out of Ethereum, right? They might sell a big portion of BMNR, right? Let's say everyone thinks Ethereum is going to fall down 50% because they think it's a bear market. Maybe not everyone, but a lot of people think that. Let's say that happens. Well, they would probably dump everything that's related to ETH, even if it's at a slight discount. Let's say, BMNR is at a 10% discount. Well, if you think Ethereum is going to go down another 50%, you might dump BMNR anyways. and maybe you use it to offset some gains that you have this year. So I could see that happening, but I would see that as a buying opportunity if you think Ethereum is going to come back at some point. So I could see people getting very bearish, selling it off indiscriminately, just throwing the baby out with the bathwater, maybe even if it's at a huge discount, but it might be something worth buying. They started their own dividends too. I mean, this could be interesting. Like 1 cent dividend doesn't matter, but let's say they sell at, I don't know, 30% discount during the bear market, right? So they're selling for 70 cents on the dollar on their Ethereum. Let's say Ethereum just stays steady, right? And it never goes up again, but they start staking rewards, right? They pay, or they have, all this Ethereum, right? They would pay 4% yield on their Ethereum, but it's selling at 70 cents on the dollar. So you might get something like, a 6% dividend. So that seems kind of interesting, right? Like a 6% dividend on an Ethereum treasury company. There aren't any other crypto treasury companies that pay dividends right now. So I don't know. That could be an interesting opportunity. And, I would think that maybe Ethereum does go back up in the next bull market. So if it sells at a big discount, I might be taking a position, even though I don't have one now. Just a reminder too, Bitcoin has never been less risky fundamentally. This barely got any views on Twitter. I'm not big on Twitter or on X. Like my page isn't big, but it's crazy to think about this. Like a lot of people are very bearish on Bitcoin, and I think it's because of the timing, because of the possibility of a bear market. But like long term, I'm very bullish. That's why I haven't sold my spot Bitcoin. Right? I want to accumulate more. I've said that before. I don't want to try to time Bitcoin. At least with my spot bag, right? I trade, I do that kind of thing, but I'm not trying to time my spot bag. So I'm gonna dollar cost average throughout the entire bear market if we have a bear market, or I'm going to continue to dollar cost average even if we go back up. From a fundamental standpoint, Bitcoin's never been more bullish. You look at institutional adoption. It's lowered the existential risk that we go down to zero on Bitcoin. Right? BlackRock, Fidelity buying lowers the risk, I think, significantly. Regulatory clarity removed the ban risk, right? Like the US isn't going to ban Bitcoin at this point. No big country that's well respected is going to ban Bitcoin. Mining is more decentralized than ever, more professional than ever. There's more power securing the network. Liquidity is deeper than ever. I mean, with altcoins, it's not really the case. You can look back to that weekend on October 10, but Bitcoin still, it moved down 15%. It's done much bigger moves than that in the past, and that was a crazy move. That's the first big move that we've seen on Bitcoin this entire bull market, like in a day. I'd say that's the biggest move that we've seen. But just in general, like there are buyers at every level. There's a lot of liquidity. You can easily sell $10 million worth of Bitcoin without moving the price really at all. Bitcoin's narrative is more proven. Like I don't think we're going to see 80% drawdowns. I think there are less Fugazi companies that are helping in crypto, or like exchanges in crypto, like the FTXs of the world, and the Celsiuses of the world, that kind of thing. And as time goes on, there are more and more products that fit different lifestyles, whether it's like, dividend covered call funds, or, there are going to be more ways to take loans on your Bitcoin, that kind of thing. And of course, Bitcoin is an asset that you can hold, self-sovereign, and the supply schedule is known exactly. So, just fundamentally, I think Bitcoin's stronger than ever. That doesn't mean that we're only going to go up from here, right? That does not prove or, does not guarantee anything on price. But it should remind you that, if you want to build out your Bitcoin position more, it's probably not the worst idea to dollar cost average when it's down $40,000 per coin, right? Like 33%. And funding rates are literally negative. That means shorts are paying longs to be in the market, right? So let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. Again, if you do want to trade crypto, check out BYDeFi. This is a way that I actually like to take profits during the bull run. I took profits this entire bull run using leverage, and BYDeFi is an awesome platform to use. Thank you so much. It's in the link tree if you want to check it out. Also, I have one bonus question. You can only pick two. I threw this out on Twitter. Any car you want, but you can't sell it. You have to keep and drive it. $5,000 per month forever, an 800 credit score, a 7-figure career. Let's say, it's anything you want, basically, but it has to be something that you actually work at, like 40 hours a week, right? or you can pay no taxes, or you get $250,000 right now, right this second in your account. Let me know which two of these you'd pick down below in the comment section. This is a good test to make sure you're not a robot. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. I'll see y'all soon.